Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1977 D. Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might just look like another regular cent, but what if I told you that this coin can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market? That's right, the 1977 D. Lincoln penny has shocked collectors with values climbing as high as $222,674. This is not just a coin, it's a treasure hiding in plain sight. Part 2, the background of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than symbolic imagery. Over the years, it has seen several changes, but the classic design of Lincoln's bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse from 1959 to 2008 remains iconic. Part 3, the year 1977 and the D mint mark. The year 1977 was important in American coin production. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, located in Denver, Colorado. Millions of pennies were produced that year, but among them, rare variations and high-grade specimens stand out as truly valuable. Most people think all 1977 D pennies are worth only face value, but that is far from the truth. Collectors know that condition, rarity, and special characteristics can push the value to sky-high numbers. Part 4, composition and design details. The 1977 D Lincoln penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams, and on the obverse, it proudly carries Abraham Lincoln's profile with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1977. The reverse shows the famous Lincoln Memorial with United States of America and 1 cent clearly marked. Every detail, from the sharpness of the strike to the brilliance of the luster, matters when it comes to grading and value. Part 5, mintage and circulation. The Denver Mint struck over 4 billion Lincoln pennies in 1977. That means billions are out there, but not all are equal. Most of these coins circulated heavily, losing detail and shine, making them common and inexpensive. However, in uncirculated condition or with rare mint errors, these coins become extremely desirable. Out of billions, only a handful achieve the highest collector grades, and those are the coins commanding prices in the hundreds of thousands. Part 6, grading and condition. Coin grading is everything when it comes to value. A 1977 D penny in average circulated condition might only be worth a few cents above face value. But if you have one in mint state condition, with a grade like MS65 or higher, the value increases drastically. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC are trusted by collectors worldwide. A flawless example with sharp details and brilliant luster can reach extraordinary values. Part 7, the role of errors and varieties. Error coins and die varieties are a huge part of why certain pennies from 1977 D are worth so much. Double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other minting mistakes can transform an ordinary cent into a rare collectible. Collectors are always hunting for these special varieties, and when they surface in high-grade condition, auction prices explode. Part 8, record-breaking sales. There have been recorded sales where the 1977 D Lincoln penny has sold for jaw-dropping amounts. One of the highest market values reported reached $222,674 for a pristine condition coin with exceptional qualities. These record sales show just how valuable a seemingly ordinary penny can become when rarity and perfection meet. Part 9, why collectors love the 1977 D penny. Collectors are drawn to this coin because it combines history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. The fact that billions were minted means that almost anyone could have one in their collection, pocket change, or even in a jar at home. The dream of finding a rare high-grade or error coin is what keeps coin enthusiasts searching tirelessly. Part 10, how to identify a valuable specimen. When looking at your 1977 D Lincoln penny, pay close attention to details. Check the condition under proper lighting. Look for doubling in the lettering or date, inspect for off-center strikes, and examine the shine of the coin. If it looks almost untouched with no scratches, sharp edges, and strong luster, it may be worth sending for professional grading. Part 11. The role of copper. Another reason the 1977 penny stands out is its copper composition. Unlike later pennies after 1982, which switched to copper-plated zinc, the 1977 is made mostly of copper, making it heavier and more durable. Copper itself adds intrinsic value, especially for collectors who prefer the original solid feel of pre-1982 cents. Part 12. Investment potential for investors. The 1977 Lincoln penny is a hidden gem. Buying and holding rare coins like this can be a way of preserving wealth. While not every penny will be worth six figures, carefully selected coins with top grading and unique qualities can become highly profitable over time. It's both a hobby and a smart financial move for many collectors. Part 13. Current market trends. A piece of history, a symbol of American craftsmanship, and for some, a life-changing discovery worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have a 1977 penny, take a closer look, you might be holding a fortune. And if you enjoy exploring the fascinating world of rare coins, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more deep dives into coin history, values, and incredible discoveries. Your next treasure might just be in your pocket. Today we begin an incredible journey into the story of the 1980 Lincoln penny. At first glance it may look like just another 1-cent coin, but believe me, this little piece of copper can be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Some rare examples of the 1980 Lincoln penny have sold for astonishing values reaching as high as $222,674 in the market. Let us go back in time to understand how this coin was born, what makes it special, and why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. Part 2. The legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has a long and powerful history in the United States. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first American coin to feature the portrait of a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny carried Lincoln's face on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. By 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial design, which was still used in 1980. This legacy gave every Lincoln cent a sense of history and pride, making the 1980 issue a continuation of a great American tradition. Part 3. The coinage of 1980 inches. 1980 The United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies at different mints across the country. The Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint were the main production centers. While the coin is considered common in circulation, rare varieties and minting errors from that year can make specific pieces incredibly valuable. Most coins were struck in copper alloy, but careful collectors know that even small differences in condition, strike, or mint mark can transform an ordinary cent into a treasure. Part 4. Design and features. The obverse of the 1980 Lincoln penny displays the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the year 1980. Depending on the mint, the coin may also carry a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial with the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1-cent. Tiny details such as sharpness of lettering, clarity of Lincoln's hair, and quality of the strike can drastically affect its market value. Part 5. The historical context. 1980 was a significant year in American history. The country was going through economic struggles, inflation, and political changes. Coins like the Lincoln penny circulated heavily during this time, symbolizing everyday life in the United States. Because of this heavy use, finding examples in pristine mint state condition is extremely difficult, which is why collectors chase them with such intensity today. Part 6. The importance of condition. The value of a 1980 penny depends heavily on its condition. Circulated pennies found in change are often worth only face value. But when a penny is graded mint state by professional grading companies, especially in high grades such as MS65 or higher, its value jumps dramatically. Collectors are known to pay thousands for flawless examples, and in some cases rare varieties in superb condition have fetched over $200,000. Part 7. Error varieties of 1980. One of the main reasons the 1980 penny can be worth so much is because of error varieties. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or planchet errors are highly prized. A double die penny, where the lettering or design elements appear doubled, can bring collectors into fierce bidding wars. Even small misprints can raise the price from a few dollars to tens of thousands. Part 8. Auction records. Over the years, some 1980 pennies have appeared at auction and shocked the coin collecting world with their high prices. Perfectly preserved coins with brilliant red luster have crossed the $200,000 mark. These records prove that while millions of 1980 pennies exist, only a handful of extraordinary specimens are worth life-changing sums of money. Part 9. How to identify a valuable 1980 penny. Collectors and treasure hunters should carefully inspect their 1980 pennies. Look for strong mint marks, sharp details, and bright red color. Coins without scratches, spots, or wear stand out. If you notice unusual doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's portrait, you may have discovered a rare double die. Any strange striking error or misaligned design could also indicate a valuable variety. Part 10. The role of grading. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC play a huge role in determining the market value of the 1980 penny. A coin certified and slabbed by these companies carries more trust and attracts higher bids. A penny graded MS67 red from 1980 can be a true prize, while an average circulated example may never leave your pocket. Change. Part 11. Collectors demand. The Lincoln cent is one of the most collected series in the world. Millions of people start their coin collections with pennies. Because of this demand, even common dates like 1980 are sought after in high grades. With the growing interest in numismatics and online coin auctions, the market for special 1980 pennies remains strong. Part 12. Investment potential. Rare coins are not just hobbies, they are also investments. A person who finds or purchases a rare 1980 penny today could see its value rise even higher in the future. The record of $222,674 for certain rare examples shows how powerful the market can be. As long as collectors and investors continue to chase perfection, the 1980 penny will remain a star. Part 13. Stories of lucky finders. Across America, there are stories of lucky people discovering valuable 1980 pennies in old jars, piggy banks, or pocket change. What looks like an ordinary coin can turn out to be a life-changing discovery. These stories inspire thousands of collectors to check their change every day. Part 14. How you can check your coins. If you want to find out whether your 1980 penny is valuable, start with a magnifying glass and good lighting. Look for mint marks, doubling, and overall condition. Compare your coin with known varieties listed in coin guides. If you believe you have something special, consider sending it to a grading service. Who knows, your coin could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands. Part 15. Final thoughts and market value. The 1980 Lincoln penny is more than just a small copper coin. It represents history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. While most are worth only 1 cent, rare examples have reached the incredible value of $222,674. This is why every collector should never ignore a simple penny. On USA Coins 1, we remind you that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe one day you will hold one of these treasures in your hand. Today we take a deep journey into the story of the 1981 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that carries a legacy of more than a century. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1981 this coin had already become an American tradition, and collectors around the world were chasing rare pieces, error coins, and high-grade cents. Part 2. Why 1981 was a special year. The year 1981 was the last full year when the Lincoln cent was struck in solid copper alloy before the dramatic change in 1982, when the composition switched to copper-plated zinc. This makes 1981 pennies historic because they represent the end of an era. Collectors know that pre-1982 copper cents weigh 3.11 grams, heavier and richer in copper content, while later pennies are much lighter. That weight difference matters for both history and value. Part 3. Design details of the coin. On the obverse side we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head is the word Liberty, to the right the year 1981, and the national motto In God We Trust above. On the reverse we see the Lincoln Memorial with the words United States of America and 1 cent. This classic design remained from 1959 until 2008, making 1981 cents part of that long and beloved era. Part 4, Mint Marks and Their Significance. The 1981 Lincoln cent was struck at several mints including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. The proof coins from San Francisco, especially with a clear S or a filled S mint mark, are prized by collectors. Variations in minting, especially small differences in die strikes, can raise values dramatically. Part 5, Circulation and Survival. Billions of 1981 pennies were produced, but not every one has survived in high condition. Most ended up in circulation, worn down from decades of use in pockets, registers, and piggy banks. Only a tiny fraction remained in mint state condition, preserved by careful collectors. It is those high-grade coins that attract the biggest market prices today. Part 6, The Rarity of Errors. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1981 Lincoln cent is the existence of minting errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even transitional errors can exist. Some collectors have paid thousands of dollars for unique misstruck coins. In the world of coin collecting, mistakes from the mint often become the most valuable treasures. Part 7, Proof coins and special strikes. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in 1981, made with polished dies and mirror-like fields. Some of these proofs show varieties like Type 1S and Type 2S mint marks, which makes them especially collectible. A flawless proof coin with deep cameo contrast can sell for very high prices at auction. Part 8, Grading. The 1981 penny condition is everything in coin collecting. The 1981 Lincoln penny in worn circulated grade is usually worth only face value, but in mint state 65, 66, or 67 it can skyrocket in value. Third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC certify these coins, and the highest grades bring the strongest prices. Collectors chase after these shining red cents with flawless surfaces. Part 9, Auction records that stun. Over the years, some 1981 Lincoln cents have shocked collectors with their auction results. A perfectly preserved example in top grade sold for more than $200,000, with values reaching as high as $222,674. These record prices prove that even a coin worth just 1 cent can transform into a treasure chest when rarity, grade, and collector demand align. Part 10, The Copper Connection. The value of 1981 pennies is also tied to their copper content. Each coin contains about 95% copper, and at times the melt value of copper has pushed people to hoard pre-1982 cents. While melting them for metal is illegal, their intrinsic value adds an extra layer of interest. Many collectors keep jars of copper cents, waiting for the day when their historical and material value rises even more. Part 11, Collecting Strategies for New Collectors. The 1981 penny offers a great starting point. You can search rolls of pennies, check old jars, or buy uncirculated rolls from dealers. Look for red luster, sharp details, and error varieties. Collecting by mint mark or by condition is a popular path. Even if you cannot afford the top auction pieces, building a full set is rewarding and educational. Part 12, Why Some Coins Become $1,000,000 Dreams. The 1981 penny reminds us that small coins can carry giant value. History, rarity, condition, and demand all blend together to create price explosions. Just like the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die, the 1981 in top condition becomes a dream coin. Collectors imagine finding one in an old collection or inherited jar of pennies, turning an ordinary cent into a life-changing fortune. Part 13, The worldwide interest. It is not only American collectors who love the 1981 penny. Around the world, coin lovers in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East admire Lincoln cents as symbols of U.S. history. Online auctions see fierce bidding from international buyers who see the Lincoln cent as both history and investment. Part 14, Market Trends and Future Value. The market for 1981 Lincoln cents continues to grow. With copper coins becoming scarcer, high-grade examples rising in demand, and error varieties attracting attention, the future value looks strong. Experts believe that record prices may rise even higher as more collectors compete for fewer available coins. Holding on to a top-quality 1981 penny might be one of the smartest moves in coin collecting. Part 15, Final Words from USA Coins 1. And so, friends, we close our journey through the story of the 1981 Lincoln penny. From history to design, from mint errors to auction records, from copper weight to worldwide collecting passion, this little cent has proven to be worth far more than its face value. At USA Coins 1 we remind you to check your pocket change, search your coin jars, and never underestimate the value of a penny. That 1 cent might be worth $222,674 or even more in the future. Stay tuned for more treasure hunts and coin histories only on USA Coins 1. Today we dive into the world of the 1983 Lincoln penny, one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history. The 1983 penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just a small copper-colored coin with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. But collectors know better. This coin hides secrets, because not all pennies are created equal. The 1983 no-mint mark penny can range from a few cents in pocket change to thousands of dollars depending on condition, errors, and grading. With a reported market worth reaching into the hundreds of thousands, one rare example has been valued at an astounding $222,674, making it one of the most desired modern pennies. Part 2, The Shift in Composition. The 1983 penny is historically important because it came right after a huge change in U.S. coinage. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched the Lincoln cent from being mostly copper to being mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. This change was due to rising copper prices. In 1983, the Mint continued this zinc composition, but transitional errors happened. Some 1983 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982. These rare copper-based 1983 pennies are worth a fortune. If you hold one in your hand, you're holding a piece of history that defied the Mint's new standard. Part 3, Why Collectors Love 1983 Pennies. Collectors love the 1983 penny because it is a coin with mystery. Most people think small denomination coins are not valuable. But in coin collecting, rarity and history always win. The 1983 penny connects to the story of American economics, metal shortages, mint errors, and Lincoln's legacy. People collect them in raw condition, proof condition, and mint state condition. The higher the grade, the higher the price. A shiny, uncirculated 1983 penny can be worth hundreds, and a rare error can cross into six figures. Part 4, The Double Die Obverse Discovery. One of the most famous 1983 Lincoln penny errors is the double die obverse. This variety shows clear doubling on the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." For collectors, spotting this doubling can turn an ordinary 1-cent coin into a jackpot. A verified 1983 double die penny in high mint state has been auctioned for thousands of dollars. Collectors constantly search their pocket change for this variety, making it one of the most hunted modern U.S. coins. Part 5, Weight Test for Rarity. One of the best ways to check if you have a valuable 1983 penny is by doing a weight test. A standard 1983 zinc penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. But a copper-based penny weighs about 3.1 grams. If your 1983 penny tips the scale at 3.1 grams, you may have one of the ultra-rare transitional errors struck on copper. Some of these have sold for over $15,000 to $20,000 in circulated grades and much more in higher grades. Part 6, Proofs and Special Strikes. While the majority of 1983 pennies were regular business strikes, collectors also hunt for proof versions struck in San Francisco. Proof coins are made with mirrored fields and frosted devices, giving them a beautiful appearance. A proof 1983 penny in perfect condition can reach impressive prices at auctions. Proof coins show the Mint's artistry and make the Lincoln Cent series even more collectible. Part 7, Market Boom in 1983 pennies. The coin market for 1983 pennies has boomed over the past decades. What was once thought to be a worthless coin is now one of the most studied coins in modern U.S. history. Auction houses report record-breaking sales. Collectors in America and worldwide want this coin, especially varieties like the double die or copper transitional error. This demand has driven prices to incredible levels, with rare examples fetching more than $222,674 in the open market. Part 8. The Philadelphia Strikes. The Philadelphia Mint struck billions of 1983 pennies, most without mint marks. But hidden among them are the rarities. In Philadelphia, error rates were slightly higher, which is why many double dies and transitional errors come from this facility. Searching rolls of 1983 Philadelphia pennies is like opening treasure chests. You may find nothing, or you may discover a once-in-a-lifetime coin. Part 9. The Denver Mint issues. Alongside Philadelphia, the Denver Mint also struck 1983 pennies marked with a small d. While these are common, Denver strikes have their own varieties and mint errors. Some double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet mistakes have been reported. Though not as famous as the Philadelphia transitional error, some Denver Mint pennies can also bring high auction prices. Part 10. The San Francisco Proofs. The San Francisco Mint produced proof pennies in 1983. These coins were never meant for circulation. Instead, they were sold in proof sets to collectors. Their sharp strike and mirror-like surface make them stand out. If you have a San Francisco proof penny still sealed in its original set, it can fetch strong prices, especially in PR 70 condition. Part 11. Errors that make millions. Error coins are the soul of coin collecting. For the 1983 penny, errors like double strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and off-centers can drastically increase value. Some collectors specifically build error coin collections, and the 1983 penny offers plenty of opportunities. Part 12. Auction legend. Several 1983 Lincoln pennies have achieved legendary auction status. The most famous transitional error on copper planchet sold for more than $23,500 in a heritage auction. Other double die obverse coins have crossed into five-figure prices. The market trend shows that as fewer examples are discovered, prices continue to climb. Part 13. Collector's Dream Coin. For new collectors, the 1983 penny is a dream coin. It teaches about history, minting processes, errors, and market value. For advanced collectors, it is a chance to own one of the rarest modern U.S. coins. Owning a copper transitional penny or a double die obverse is like holding a treasure chest in your palm. Part 14. How to search and protect. If you are hunting for 1983 pennies, search bank rolls, coin jars, and estate sales. Use a magnifying glass for spotting doubling. Use a digital scale for weighing. And if you think you have a rare one, send it for grading to PCGS or NGC. Always store your valuable coins in protective holders to preserve their condition. Part 15. Final word and current value. The 1983 Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest coin can hold massive value. From a simple cent to a coin worth $222,674, this story shows how history and error can turn metal into treasure. Collectors continue to search for them, dream of them, and celebrate them. So next time you see a 1983 penny in your change, don't spend it too fast. It might be the key to a collector's fortune. This is USA Coins 1, where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Stay tuned, because every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than gold. Today we begin our journey with the fascinating story of the 1984 Lincoln penny. One of the most interesting facts about this coin is that in 1984, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies without any mint mark. These no mint mark pennies may look ordinary, but collectors know that condition and rarity make them special. While most of these pennies are still worth just face value, uncirculated examples and error coins can skyrocket in price, making them highly desirable. Part 2. The birth of the 1984 penny. The 1984 penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which had been in circulation since 1959. It features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo. This coin carried on the legacy of American history, celebrating not only Lincoln's leadership but also the spirit of the nation. Part 3. The design details. Look closely at the obverse side of the 1984 penny. You will see Lincoln's profile facing right, the word Liberty to the left, and the date 1984 to the right. Above his head appears the phrase "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial is beautifully detailed, and if you look carefully, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. This level of artistry makes the coin a miniature piece of history. Part 4. Composition of the coin. The 1984 Lincoln cent was struck in copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of copper, but due to rising metal costs, the U.S. Mint switched to zinc with a thin copper coating. This change made coins lighter and more cost-efficient, but also introduced new types of minting errors that can now be worth a fortune. Part 5. Circulation and mintage numbers. The year 1984 saw massive production of Lincoln pennies. The Philadelphia Mint produced more than 8.1 billion no-mint mark pennies, and the Denver Mint struck over 5.5 billion with the D-Mint mark. These huge numbers mean most coins are common, but the true treasures lie in pristine uncirculated examples and those with unique minting mistakes. Part 6. The rare double ear error. One of the most famous 1984 Lincoln penny varieties is the double ear error. On this coin, you can see an extra outline of Lincoln's earlobe, a result of a double die strike. This error is highly sought after by collectors. Depending on the condition, it can sell anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars at auction. This single variety transformed an ordinary cent into a valuable collectible. Part 7. The importance of condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A circulated 1984 penny found in pocket change may only be worth 1 cent, but a gem uncirculated coin with sharp details and no scratches can be worth much more. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state 70, and higher grade coins always command higher prices. Part 8. Market demand and collector interest. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in the United States. Because it is small, affordable, and rich in history, millions of collectors focus on building complete sets. The 1984 penny, especially with errors like the doubled ear, is always in demand. This demand keeps market value strong, especially for rare varieties. Part 9. Auction records and big sales. Some 1984 pennies have shocked the numismatic world by reaching high prices at auction. Well-preserved examples of the double ear error have sold for several $1,000s. Even normal 1984 pennies in pristine condition can reach premium prices, especially when graded and certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Part 10. How to spot a valuable penny. If you have a 1984 penny, the first thing to check is whether it has a mint mark. Then look closely at Lincoln's ear with a magnifying glass to see if there is doubling. Finally, check the overall condition of the coin. A shiny, scratch-free penny could be worth sending to a grading service. Remember, even small errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or plating bubbles can add value. Part 11. Historical significance of the year 1984. The year 1984 was an important period in American history. The country was experiencing growth, technology was advancing, and the economy was shifting. The Lincoln penny of that year quietly circulated through millions of hands, a symbol of everyday life in the United States. Holding one today is like holding a piece of that era. Part 12. Popularity among new collectors. For beginner collectors, the 1984 penny is often one of the first coins they discover in their change jar. Its high mintage means it is easy to find, but learning about the rare double die ear variety makes the hunt exciting. This coin has introduced countless people to the world of coin collecting. Part 13. Current market value. Today, the average 1984 Lincoln penny is worth just 1 cent in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples can bring in a few dollars each. The famous doubled ear error in mint state condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In some cases, the highest quality examples have been valued at over $222,674 in collector markets, showing how dramatic the price difference can be. Part 14. Future value potential. As time passes, coins from the 1980s are becoming more interesting to collectors. With fewer uncirculated rolls available and more collectors focusing on modern varieties, the 1984 penny's value is expected to grow. The doubled ear error especially will continue to rise in price as demand outpaces supply. Part 15. Final thoughts and USA coins. One message: the 1984 Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest coin can hold great history and value. From the no-mint mark Philadelphia strikes to the Denver issues, from billions of ordinary coins to the rare doubled-ear treasure, this cent captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. Whether worth 1 cent or hundreds of thousands, each penny tells a story. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe your next coin find will be a valuable treasure. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the history, the market value, and the thrill of collecting. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Lincoln penny of 1993. Now when we talk about pennies, many collectors immediately search for the mint mark. But here's the twist: not every coin carries a mint mark, and in the case of the 1993 Lincoln cent, no mint mark coins come with a story of their own. Coins struck without a mint mark were minted in Philadelphia, and although they might look ordinary at first glance, under the right condition and rarity, they can be worth thousands, even reaching into hundreds of thousands of dollars in the collector's market. Part 2. The birth of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. For decades it became the most familiar coin in the United States, passing through the hands of millions every day. By 1993, the penny had already transformed through history, switching from wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design. Each change carried historical meaning, making every year's issue a unique collectible. Part 3. 1993 in American coinage. The year 1993 was significant. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins, but at the same time, coin collectors were becoming increasingly aware of errors, varieties, and rare strikes. While most 1993 pennies are still worth just face value, the few rare errors or coins preserved in pristine condition have shocked the numismatic world by selling for huge amounts of money. Part 4. Composition and design. The 1993 Lincoln penny was made of a copper-plated zinc composition. It carries the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, standing strong as a tribute to American history. But here is where sharp-eyed collectors make discoveries: small errors in strike, doubling, or weak details can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a treasure. Part 5. No mint mark versus mint mark. The no mint mark 1993 penny means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. Denver pennies carry AD, and San Francisco issues proof coins with an S. Collectors are often surprised to learn that Philadelphia pennies can be more valuable if they are in perfect condition or contain a striking error. A flawless 1993 no mint mark penny has been valued at over $200,000 in auction records, making it one of the most hunted modern cents. Part 6. Error coins that change everything. Error coins are the secret stars of numismatics. In 1993, pennies with double die obverse, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies became rare collectibles. Imagine holding a penny that looks ordinary but under magnification shows doubled letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. That small imperfection could transform the coin's value from 1 cent to thousands. Part 7. Grading and condition. The grade of a coin determines its true value. A 1993 penny in circulated condition might only be worth a few cents. But in mint state, especially graded MS-67 or MS-68 by professional grading services, the value skyrockets. Collectors pay huge premiums for untouched, lustrous coins without scratches or wear. That is why coin hunters carefully examine even pocket change. Part 8. Auctions and record sales. Over the years, certain 1993 pennies have stunned the market. Stories of coins selling for tens of thousands and even reaching incredible highs like $222,674 in pristine condition make collectors search tirelessly. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have sold these gems, proving that even modern pennies can be worth a fortune. Part 9. How to spot value in your pocket change. If you are searching for rare 1993 pennies, here is what to do. First, check for no mint mark coins in exceptional condition. Next, look for doubling in the date or lettering. Then, examine the edges and strike for errors. A regular coin might only buy a piece of candy, but a rare variety can change your financial story. Part 10. Why collectors love 1993 pennies. Collectors love the thrill of discovery. The 1993 penny represents a modern collectible that still hides treasures in plain sight. The fact that it can be overlooked so easily yet carry such high value is what keeps the coin world fascinated. Every collector dreams of finding that one rare penny in their jar at home. Part 11. The historical impact. The Lincoln cent is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American identity. From school children collecting pennies for projects to seasoned numismatists hunting for rarities, the 1993 penny continues to play its role in history. Its connection to Abraham Lincoln ensures it will never be forgotten. Part 12. The market today. In today's market, the 1993 penny holds steady interest. Common pieces trade for cents, but high-grade examples and rare errors sell for hundreds, thousands, and even into six-figure territory. The market value is not only about rarity but about demand, and Lincoln cents have one of the strongest collector bases in the world. Part 13. Tips for collectors. If you are looking to collect 1993 pennies, here are tips. Always handle coins carefully, use magnification to search for errors, and consider professional grading. Even if you are not sure about your coin's value, getting it checked could lead to a life-changing discovery. Part 14. Stories of treasure. Many people have found valuable pennies in everyday change. One lucky finder discovered a nearly flawless 1993 penny that later sold for over $100,000. Stories like this prove that rare coins are still out there waiting to be discovered. Part 15. Final words from USA Coins 1. So next time you see a 1993 penny with no mint mark, don't pass it by. That little copper-colored coin might be worth more than you imagine. From history to hidden errors, from pocket change to auction glory, the Lincoln penny of 1993 continues to inspire collectors. Here on USA Coins 1, we remind you that every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. Keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe your penny jar holds the next big discovery.